to Fultz Field, the Walter Ehrenfeld Soccer Complex, Championship Field 7 for tonight's match. The Strongsville Mustangs taking on the North Royalton Bears in a GCC battle of titans. I'm Brian Jungerberg.
Here with Chris Gieskin.
We are proud to bring you tonight's game with a little commentary as we watch the Mustangs take on a conference foe. This is a long and storied rivalry, isn't it, Chris?
It's been going on for a long time. There was a point where Coach Cook had not lost to the Bears in roughly 10 years.
When did that get broken?
I'm not sure when that's broken.
I don't
probably
think
started
it has
with you.
been either. This might be 30 years of beating North Royalton's butt. But here we are. Let's see what the boys do tonight. Sporting the green kit, looking crisp. The field looks to be in excellent condition for this late in the year.
Tip-top shape.
Kudos to the grounds crew here at Fultz, keeping things looking good. Crisp lines, perfectly mowed blades of grass. It's a pitch you dream to play on. Fortunately for both of us, we did have that opportunity. I'm slightly older than Chris, but we were both proud alumni here and happy to be back.
Giving back to the program and all the way back to travel as well.
You could see that there's not a lot of alumni in town if they gave the job to the two of us tonight, but here we are. Mustangs.
They were desperate.
Yeah. Chris, what formation are the Mustangs going to play tonight?
They're going to come out in a 3-5-2. It's a formation we've been experimenting with since the beginning of the season, where we usually go into it when we start in a 4-4-2. But as the season's progressed, we've become more familiar with it and more confident with it. We feel we get more offensive chances having two forwards up there instead of just a lone striker.
I like it. Takes a good back three to play a flat back three at this level.
Got to have sure tackling and minimal mistakes, or it could lead to a catastrophe and a counter goal on a silly mistake.
I have a strong feeling that Mason Kaiser keeps things tidy between the pipes there.
He had an incredible game against Medina the other night with 10+ saves. It was a hard-fought battle versus the #1 team in the state, as well as the GCC champs of this year.
Gave a good account of ourselves. Hope to see those guys again in the playoffs as those start here in the coming weeks.
Hopefully we get to see them in the state semis. It's the first when we would have the opportunity to see them.
Strongsville looking to play direct fast here to Kyle Faust. North Royalton, what can we say about them? I don't know a whole lot about them. Typically a pretty good soccer community, fields a usually above average soccer squad.
Very hardworking. They'll won't give up on any ball and try to win every 50-50 ball on you.
Good test before playoffs start for us. I like it. As we know there, anything could happen when it's win or go home. So
gotta bring your A game every day.
Gotta play physical too. You get some scrappy teams in the first couple rounds there as sectionals and districts. They're gonna beat you up a little bit. They don't necessarily play the prettiest game sometimes.
What they lack in skill, they'll try to make up with brute force.
Absolutely.
Try to take you out of your game.
Absolutely.
Goal kick here for the Bears a minute into the game.
Couldn't really dial up the weather any nicer for tonight if we tried for a, into the second week of October here.
This whole fall has been great with weather cooperating.
It's 60s, little breeze. Field will undoubtedly get a little slick as the dew sets in there in the second half, but
Matthew Minnick getting fouled there in the center of the pitch.
We'll be on this free kick. Owen Lawrence serving the ball in.
Mustangs lining up on the 18. Ball in back post, headed out by the Bears.
Certainly one thing you need to be aware of sitting in a 3-5-2 would be everybody getting forward and getting countered. I think Strongsville's done a good job of recovering and just, to you young players out there, just get behind the ball and kind of just hold up play. Let your guys come back and help out.
Exactly. You want to just slow the ball down so your cavalry can get back to help support you. Or play the way you're facing and hit it back to your goalie to save some time.
Chris, who's our guns that we're looking to at Strong? Who carries the offensive load for the Mustangs?
On the offensive side, we're going to be looking at number 26, Michael Tusick, a senior, as well as number 9, Michael Newman. They're the leading goal scorers for the team, as well as giving out many assists to other players.
Have each of those gentlemen committed to a college yet?
They have not committed to a college. They are in communication with a few. I know CSU has been in communication with both of them. But I know they're still looking and still waiting for that opportunity to
weighing
sign
the
somewhere.
options, if you will. I know both are pretty high-level club players, so
hopefully they get to continue their career while getting a good education somewhere.
Best you can ask for, right? Pretty special night here tonight too. Coach Toby Cook's final home season regular season game.
A nice ceremony at the beginning before the match.
Yeah, we're in his 30th year. He's wrapping up his 30th year here, and we'll be passing the coaching reins over here after this season. Undoubtedly, we'll still be involved with the program and with coaching in Strongsville in general. But
Owen with a turnover in the final third, but cleared out by Matt Minnick.
A little bit of I won't say a frantic start to the game, but I think Strongsville could do better to hold some possession here.
Looking to grab the ball. We're trying to play a little too direct right now.
Has that been a common thread throughout the year?
We've been trying to play out of the back on as much as we possibly can and try to keep possession. It's been a style of Coach Cook's since he's been here. He likes to keep the ball and move the ball, keep it fluid.
We've got an official stoppage here. I believe a slight word with the fans.
I'm sure they're just cheering very respectively.
By the looks of the lecture, I'm not sure he felt that same way, Chris. And after the tisk-tisk, we'll play.
We'll have a throw-in by the Bears. A nice throw into the
Strong
middle of the
throw.
box, and a win by John Harisco out. The Mustangs looking to counter. Quick little touches and passes through the final third, and we're up to midfield with a Mustang throw-in.
Jack Canonico finding Sam Majka, right?
Yep. Going back to Toby's 30th year commencement here, celebration. Brian here was on part of the sole state championship that Toby was able to bring to Strongsville, as well as the very first state championship in Strongsville history.
I certainly was, Chris, blessed to play on that team with some great guys, great coaching staff, some local legends on staff that year. So besides Toby, you had Jim Finn, who had a pretty illustrious high school career at Brunswick and then went on to play at Ohio Wesleyan. And then Matt Gary, who was a Solon product and played at Penn State and then played professionally, played for the Crunch. And we had some great players on that team. And I'll tell you what, a really fun season.
And many went on to go play on in college as well to continue their career and had very successful careers.
A lot of players played in college on that one. It's good. It's kind of like an embarrassment of riches on that roster, to be very honest with you.
Looking to bring the youth program to that same quality to help bring another state championship.
That is the goal. We'd like to add a star to that jersey. Kudos to the girls program, which has done a fabulous job over the years of continually putting an outstanding product on the field and winning some state titles along the way. For as good as they are all the time, really speaks to the level of soccer in Ohio for the fact that they don't just win a championship every year, right? I think there are some other states they played in, they were that good, they would walk away with it each year undefeated. Ohio soccer's pretty good, guys, real good. So.
And kudos to the city of Strongsville for continuing to push athletes into soccer program and keeping them active in many different sports as well.
Yeah, it's now myself, I have 2 kids in the program, in the travel program. Pretty cool to see some familiar faces the godfather of Strongsville soccer, Jim Prandy, is coaching my youngest and hasn't lost a beat. Probably picked up some more tricks of the trade along the way. And for a U9 girls team, they knock it around the park. They get stuck into tackles. Pretty cool stuff to see. So I think the tradition is going to continue here in
Strongsville looking to have an opportunity here. Newman has to hold it up so Tusick can get on side.
Newman's a tricky player like that. I enjoy watching him play. He picks his times to go forward. Not always in a hurry, as you see some players, just want to go 300 miles an hour forward all the time, right?
Right.
He's got a great touch, kind of likes to control it and just see what's there. If
Great
it's on,
switch of the ball by Sam Mashka trying to find Faust on the right-hand side. But back to Newman, there's sometimes he gets caught in the midst of 3 or 4 players, and all of a sudden you turn around and the ball's popped out and Michael's running down the sideline with an open lane. Michael gets into the middle.
Little touch there.
Great little touch past the defender, passed the ball across the box.
He slipped there, didn't he? Tusick.
Tusick slipped on the top of the box.
It's unfortunate.
Fortunately to not get to the ball.
Newman working his way back from offsides.
Goal kick Bears.
Yeah, I would say it's what you'd expect to see from Strongsville, right? Possess the ball, hold it, pick your time to go forward. Definitely a signature Toby Cook style of play.
Switch the ball, point of attack when you can, and then find that target player and strike when possible.
To get Mason Kaiser a newspaper if he stands back here any longer. He's going to be bored out of his mind.
Oh, Michael Tusick in with the through ball.
Like Tusick's chances there.
Left-footed and a save.
Unfortunate. Young players, low into a corner.
Pass it. You don't have to rip the net off either.
Nope. Just have a touch. Zamundo with a bit of an unfair challenge. Called for the penalty. It Bears free kick here right at the midline.
Bears seem to be lining up on the 18, looking more heavy on the backside. Mustangs lining up man-to-man.
Now, will Strongsville look to step out right away before this is played?
No, they'll look to track their players, and they'll step back.
Sure have.
A nice clearance to the top of the ball. Oh, Bears with a rip off the crossbar.
Quality shot.
Matt Minnick with the block.
Boy, those are the types of opportunities in a game like this. Strongsville's pretty much dominated play, and then boom. You hate to see him give up a silly one, although it would have been a quality finish. Kind of, keep your wits about you defensively.
No time to get sloppy in the back. You have to be on your game at all times.
Out of bounds there. So you've got Johnny Harisco and
Sam
Matchka playing in the middle.
And Matt Minnick playing in the midfield.
So kind of play like a bit of a triangle in the middle of the field.
Playing with 2 defensive center mids. Sam and Matt holding a little more to help the defensive end.
And Mason Kaiser's on the stat sheet with the save.
He throws it out left to Canonica, who has plenty of space to take. Turnover in the center of the park. Bears are looking to counter. And Gus Miller with the cleanup.
Gus seems like a name we haven't mentioned a lot. Just a good, solid player, right? Just takes care of his business over there.
Very fast, willing to get into any tackle. Doesn't matter the size of the player. He'll go at him like he's just as big as him. And then he looks just to play the simple ball, or if he's feeling the pressure, he'll just clear it out to keep it safe.
We mentioned earlier that North Royalton and Strongsville had a long and storied history, and it just so happens that we've gone to the stat book on that one.
Someone just ran us these stats.
It's incredible. The overall record since they began playing in 1984. Strongsville holds the overall lead. 28 games won, 6 games lost, 8 games drawn. With a Pioneer Conference, we're throwing it way back when we break out Pioneer Conference records. Strongsville was 15-2-4, which tracks with Chris's statement that there was a good 10 years there where the Bears couldn't touch the Mustangs. We had the opportunity the year, as mentioned, that we won our state title. Played them in the regular season, and they were very good that year. Beat them 2-0, came back, played them in the playoffs, and it went to shootouts. And it was just one of those games that we were all over them the whole game, couldn't finish anything, and took PKs to put them away. But a little dicey of a game there.
Exactly. They'll play the whole 80 minutes, fight for every ball. Not if the Mustangs aren't necessarily on point with their tactical. Ooh, number 3 gets in for the Bears, and a great save by Mason Kaiser. Nice fingertip save to his left-hand side. The Mustangs have the ball and having trouble clearing it out of their own box. Oh, Matt Minnick with the foul from behind. Bears free kick over here on the about 10 yards out from the penalty box. See if he has a crack on frame or looks to play a little tricky ball in.
They've asked for 10. Referee's going to count that one off for him. Put him a couple yards deep into the box here. What would you do here, Chris? You shoot this one?
I think this is in range to have a nice hit on it. Look back post, especially with the little dew in the air. It might skip on the ground if he could skip it at all, or look to play it up over the wall here, but he looks right-footed, so it might be a little more challenging to do so. Goes up and over, and the ball up and over the goal.
I think Mason made him feel good by diving at that. It certainly was not a threat.
Wasn't for closeness to the frame.
No. I do like the all-black look from Kaiser, right down to the gloves.
The Mustangs have been sporting this year pretty frequently their alternate kit of all black, which has been looking real sharp.
On the unis, huh? That's oh boy.
Oh, almost dangerous ball across the box. Gus Miller cleans it up, out for a corner kick for the Bears.
Strongsville would do well here to sort themselves out defensively, look a bit lackadaisical in the clearance.
The Bears seem to have control of this game going on right now. Just as you said, John, just a little lackadaisical out of the back. It's leading to problems for the Mustangs with set pieces right now. Ball played to the top of the box. Bears head it back post, come and block for another corner.
Just I don't see our sense of urgency closing down defensively is what I don't see. So would sure be nice to pick the pace up on that. Something I discuss with my youth team quite regularly is, hey, if you're in the box, you might want to step fast and win a ball.
Control the things that you can control. You can always control your effort that you put in.
That's right.
Ball played all the way through to the opposite side. And Canonico out to a nice ball to Tusick. And we're countering. Newman on a counter.
Ooh.
Oh, gets stuck underneath his foot.
A bit too fast for his own good. Oh, Royalton's going to just knock it around maybe, see what they can. Never mind. Feels as though it might serve Strongsville well to push one of those 3 center mids. As I say that, Risco takes the ball
tries to take
into that space,
shot.
right? So there's a big pocket of space from the center mids to the forwards.
Exactly, and then the outside mids need to stay disciplined, stay out wide, and a nice hit by Matchka onto frame. Keeper save. But like you were saying, the outside mids need to stay wide to make sure we can keep space in the middle for the center mids to do their damage and have space to move around, keep possession. And then, as we both know, use the space and width of Field 7 that has always been there. Mason with another great save as the ball comes across the box. He finds it on the back post.
If we're being honest, I would say Royalton's had better chances here. They just haven't finished. Strongsville's gotten a couple shots off, but outside of that Tusick left footer,
they've been very distant attempts.
They have been held to shooting outside the box from 25 yards.
Newman plays the ball across the box and cleared out by the Bears.
Good touch by Zamundo there.
Oh, turnover in the center. Bears look to counter. Great step by Zamudio and Canonico, but given right back. Looking ahead after this game being the final game of the regular season, the Mustangs will start their quest for the second state championship for the boys program. They will open up with the winner of Midview or Westlake next Saturday, the 19th. They will play a noon game due to potentially Westlake having their homecoming. If Midview wins, it'll be moved to 7 o'clock.
That's a nice break for the Mustangs, huh? 10 days off.
10 days off, as well as having two very quality opponents this week, with Medina coming on last Tuesday and then Royalton here tonight. Be some nice recovery time for the legs, mentally as well, and ready to get some good training in to gear up for that run.
I'd say it's aggressive scheduling to have Medina on a Tuesday and Royalton on a Thursday, but, you know, look, if you want to get prepared for the playoff run, I'm not sure that you could find a better way to do it. So
Mustangs with the dummies across the box, unfortunately couldn't finish.
Very clever by the Mustangs.
Mustangs look to reset, keeping possession in the back, knocking it around. Kevin Whitbread out there on the wing.
Haven't said his name a whole lot tonight. Ball hasn't really made it out that way too much. We've been favoring the left side. As a former right mid, that saddens me slightly, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll find him as play opens up throughout the course of the game.
Bears looking to play long out of this goal kick. Ooh, bit of a shank out to the right, but Bears keep it in. They have possession.
He's done well to get back and keep that in play.
Canonico with a good step, taking it in. Ooh, cleaned up in the middle. Minnick with the throw in.
Chris, we missed a sub there. Who came in off the bench for Strongsville that we missed?
Kevin Whitbread subbed in for Kyle Faust.
Got it.
Speaking of that, Whitbread tries to bring it down. Unfortunately, skips out of bounds.
Whitbread for our oversight.
Good step by Owen.
Kyle Faust might have, he'd be first team all hair in the conference.
He's got a great set of locks on. And
he's got a condition that, absolutely. Speaking of that, some of the Mustangs been awarded for their solid play this year. All Greater Cleveland first team Michael Newman with Nolan Kellogg on the second team. I'm sorry, that was 2000.
And the Bears sneak one in past Mason, coming down the left-hand side. Hit one back post for a 1-0 lead for the North Royalton Bears.
How fast the tide changes.
See if the Mustangs can bounce back and bring the momentum back their way after that goal.
Unfortunate, but maybe the wake-up call Strongsville needs to really start to press this game. Content to hold possession, which is good, but need to get forward and create some chances. So
Bears coming down the center of the park here, moving it around. Fine player on the outside on the right, serves it in. Clearance to the top of the box. Bears retain possession. John Hersko with the pressure.
Ooh, solid work by John there.
Nice physical interaction there.
Positive.
Oh
boy, ping-ponged.
Tusick looking just to get a quick touch on the ball. Royalton defender touches it first, and Tusick sends it flying.
The always clever backwards header. Well, this is where Strongsville's kind of stalled out, right? We've started to play into the offensive third. Just kind of haven't created much.
Ooh, good tackle. Jack gets it out to the left-hand side to Michael Newman. And a solid tackle from Royalton. Throw in Mustangs.
Good shout out to the U11 boys travel team. Their solid work at the ball boy job in sections tonight. Been spot on every time the ball's going out of bounds. Good service back in.
Ooh. Shout out to all travel teams for taking at least one game every home game to come be ball boys and support the varsity program.
Amen. They've done a fabulous job all year. And you can't get a better seat for the action than right on the sidelines as a ball boy. I remember doing it as a kid at Taliac Field behind Old Center Junior High.
Rest in peace, Taliac.
Yeah.
As a new middle school has been built on there, and they have a brand new turf stadium over there.
Right. Fortunately for us, by the time we got to high school, games were no longer being played at Taliac. Moved over to the digs off of Fultz Parkway.
Royalton with their first sub of the game.
That's interesting for them to have waited this long.
23 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Service into the center of the box. Jack with
Smart
the clearance.
Well done.
Michael Newman running onto the ball. Taking their right defender one-on-one.
Bit of a gift on the corner there. Probably had to imagine that one was heading out of bounds if the keeper just stands up, but
wanted to play safer than sorry.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth, as the old saying goes. Here we go. Is that Jack Canonico who's going to play that ball in?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of big targets on Strongsville. I think we look to find
sends it
them.
back post. Ooh.
Got Rishko.
Rishko with the header out.
Just can't get it cleanly. And another sub for North Royalton.
Substitution, Alex Monon.
Just a quick correction on something I was mentioning before that unfortunate North Royalton goal. I misspoke. 2018, Michael Newman was an all-Greater Cleveland first-team selection. Would have to think he's up for that as a repeat here in 19, given the season he's having. But you never know till they start handing out the hardware at the end, right?
Exactly. He's worked very hard for his senior season, contributed very well on the offensive end, and hopefully we'll bring home some hardware from the award ceremonies.
Would be nice. Chris, how many of these guys that are playing here tonight also have played some pretty high-level club soccer? I would venture to guess most of them.
Majority of the team plays somewhere. With all the different clubs around the Ohio area, specifically the Cleveland area, a lot of these guys, it's almost needed to play during all year round, just to make sure your touch is up to date and to continue that high level to make sure you're ready for the high school season.
Certainly. Maybe the biggest drawback is for a lot of these guys, they don't get quite long of a break in the summer, right?
Some of them might have to hop right into their club teams right after the season ends.
Good ball in from Newman. Is that Harishko again that got a noggin on it?
Got a noggin on it, this time on frame with a goalie save. Royalton looking to play quick, but stalled out. Mustangs do a good job getting back behind the ball.
Good step and win there from Gus Miller. It's not easy playing in the back, right? I mean, you have a slim margin of error as a defender.
Especially in a 3-5-2, it's even slimmer. One little mistake, it could turn into a breakaway or easy shot on goal if you don't have a good clearance out of the back.
I just was happening to think that this, as a coach, you may know more, certainly know more about this than I do, but I always, I get confused by the new number system that
Oh, Tusick with a great shot, follows it and finishes it. The Mustangs get on the board with 13:54 remaining in the first half to tie it up 1-1.
Hey, great ball through.
Goalie didn't get a clean grab on it, and Michael Tusick with the finish.
Kids, that's why you always follow up your shot, right?
As I like to call it, I call it a sniffer goal. Be there ready for, if a goalie drops it or deflects it, go get that easy goal.
He did well to follow up his own shot. You know, could have been discouraged, and the first one gets saved and stopped, but no. Follows up, knocks it in. Here we are, 1-1.
Hopefully the momentum back in the Mustangs' side.
Royalton right back at him, directly off the kickoff there. Oop, a little bit of a wily touch from Sam Majka, but
sneaks
he
through there.
He's tall, isn't he?
Nice, tall, good frame, willing to bang bodies in the middle.
Seems like the physicality's picked up a little bit here too, Chris.
I think so. I think once Royalton got on the board, it woke up the Mustangs a little bit, showing that they needed to win some more 50-50 balls and show a little more dominance, and willing to show them that they weren't going to be knocked around and taken advantage of.
Great ball over the top there. Well done, Gus.
Great ball by the Bears, as Jund was just saying. Miller does a great job handling it. And then Owen goes over and cleans it up. A little chaos going on in the middle of the box. Zamudio comes out with it, and he's out of pressure. Clears it up.
Be surprised North Royalton's content to let us dribble out of our own box there.
Right, you think they would be putting high pressure, especially if we're after the 6, closer to the goal. You look for a mistake and punish us. We've
looked a little susceptible to pressure at the back. I think I probably would be throwing everything at us at this point, but I'm not the coach, you know?
That's why they put us up here.
That's relegated to the booth.
Looks like the Mustangs just need to take a nice little deep breath and settle into this game a little more. They're still a little sloppy with the technical small passes.
Yeah, just not. I mean, there's not a rush to go forward, right? We've clearly got pace up top. You know, those guys at this stage of the season, no issue playing 80 minutes if they need to. But we need to just hold the ball and pick and choose our chances. Kyle Faust checked back in there at left mid. Or is he playing?
I think he's playing left back, and Zamudio moved into the center of the park.
Okay.
Matt Middick moved out to the right side. So a little
typical
adjustment.
Substitution. Just getting creative.
Mustangs looking to counter a little bit here. Newman sends one across the box. Ooh, and goalie gets there just before Harisco.
It's a good effort there.
Great showing for the Mustangs last game from our fans, parents, alumni, students. Always a fun atmosphere when there's a good crowd here.
I imagine we got a good number of alumni in attendance tonight for Coach Cook's last regular season home game.
Nice little combination play on the far right side. Newman gets in, and a nice save by the Royalton keeper.
He'll be unhappy with himself at that one.
Seemed like he could have gone a little more back post or slid one across the top, across the box, looking for somebody on the back post.
He's typically a clinical finisher.
Nice win by Lawrence. Oh.
Took one off the face there, didn't he?
Oh, a little trickery out of the back for the Bears. Risky move, being the last man. Zamudio with a good step here. Looking to quickly counter.
He's full of energy.
Trying to play a little two-man game with Michael Tusick. Tusick gets one through, comes out of it, and a throw-in for the Mustangs.
It's a great ball through to Tusick.
Very creative. Mariano is very skilled with playing small-sided games and can find those quick little passes through. Mustangs with a shot on goal, but easy save for their keeper.
I trust Coach Cook's still a big fan of the 4v2, 5v2 warm-up. Get the boys going. Kaiser out to collect that one. Very good distribution to Canonico with a clever move there.
Takes it around him. Looking to get onto his right foot. Plays a nice little ball to the corner.
That's a little bit too much for Tusick to get to, but
clever idea.
You know, in that case, I would like to see Strongsville hold the ball a little more in the Bears half of the field, right? As soon as we get to that half, we've been very, very aggressively going forward, you know, almost impatient.
And not necessarily have the numbers to take on their guys.
Let's get it outside. Let's hold it. Let's knock it back into our center mids. You know, let's find our center back and our outside backs and just kind of knock it around on their half of the field for a while until something opens up. Some Mustangs up, loosening up here on the sidelines. Mason Kaiser with another good save. I have to imagine some of the conversation at halftime here will be in the Mustangs locker and will be about cleaning it up and keeping it a little more tidy in the back.
And also the overall effort, just win those 50-50 balls, especially in the center of the park. And like we were talking before, keeping the possession. We're getting a little more direct and playing a little chase.
There's that old soccer adage, you know, let the ball do the work, right? Now
it saves your legs in the long run and makes their team tired as you do that as well.
It's you know, you got tired legs. You played Tuesday night against the best team in the state. Bouncing back here on Thursday. Don't run yourself to death, right? Hold possession, knock the ball around, be selective on your runs you make, be smarter. I think we could probably do that a little better in the second half. But maybe they know something we don't, Chris.
Exactly. There might be some secrets down there that we're not aware of.
Coach Cook has many years of experience. Perhaps this is the trickery of the game plan he's laid out for tonight's match.
Royalton with the switch of the ball there, cleaned up by Kyle Faust. Bears looking to play direct still.
Collected by Owen there. I tell you, that's a ball we haven't seen into our center mids a whole lot from the outside backs or from the center back. You know, let them turn and see what they see.
Really opens up the field for them.
I'll just expect this to come back to Faust, or not.
Oh.
Yep.
They're on a little different page there. Great
Kaiser's kind of in no man's
forward
land.
ball played by the Bears. 2-on-1 up top. And Lawrence takes him outside. Well done defending. Gets it up to her outside mid.
Unlucky out of bounds.
But out of bounds. And out for a throw in for the Bears. Just playing it safer there.
Chris, how have the JV and the JV teams done this year so far?
JVA had a great year with Coach Veras. They ended the year 15-0-1, an undefeated season. Finishing their season off tonight versus the Bears, winning 2-1. JVB finished their season on a winning streak as well, winning 3-0 against the Bears with a final record of 10-3-3.
Needless to say, some bright things ahead for the program. Putting up results like that on the two teams that we're building the next varsity squad from. So
looking to be a bright future these next couple years.
Yeah.
Substitution, Tyler Bridges and Matt Cornelius.
The Mustangs make a quick sub. 2 new players coming in. Tyler Bridges comes in, as well as Matt Cornelius. Tyler's a senior this year. Cornelius is a junior.
Some fresh legs. Let's see what happens.
See if they can make some noise in the final 4 minutes here. Bears with a quick switch of the ball. Oh!
I'm sure the Strongsville fans are going to let him hear that one.
A little trip up at the top of the box for the Bears, and then the Mustangs look to counter quick, but called offsides.
I'm seeing this correct, that they brought in Cornelius and Bridges and dropped Newman and Tusick into the outside mids.
Looking to try to give them a little more space and let them use their creative skills and their footwork to open the Bears up a little bit.
There's no doubt that both Newman and Tusick can run at players with the ball at full speed.
That's when they're most dangerous.
Deft touch. So I like the change. It's a good one. We've seen them do this throughout the year. Strongsville caught sleeping on the backside.
Gus does a well job breaking him down there, and Owen with the clearance out wide. Bears look to reset here.
Fortunate to get back defensively there. Got caught sleeping a little bit, lost that backside player.
And Bears with a shot, deep shot, out for a goal kick for Kaiser.
To the person who owns a gray Honda Civic, license plate GW2.
The nice part here, Chris, is the weather has just stayed perfect now throughout the first half.
Just outstanding.
No
Can't ask for anything better in the mid of October.
I'll take it. Anytime we're standing here in shorts commentating a game in October in Ohio, I think we're doing pretty well.
Again, that's a gray Honda.
So Tuesday night's match against Medina, they played over at Packatan Stadium at the high school. Turf, Medina, best team in the state, skilled. Not an easy task, right?
Not an easy task at all. It was a very fast-paced game. You had to be the first to the ball or you were going to get punished quick. And then also playing on turf, the ball's moving a little faster than it would on grass.
Certainly.
So the Mustangs have had quite a few opportunities playing on both types of surface, but with Volts being their home field, majority of their time practicing and games are played on grass. But as they move farther along in the playoffs, they have to switch over to turf, and they can't play on grass anymore. It's got to be on a neutral site on turf.
That is a debatable OHSAA rule from the player perspective, right? You're a purist, you like playing the game on grass. You know, you got to feel like in Northeast Ohio and all of Ohio you should be able to find quality grass fields for games, but now it's not always the case. So from a competition standpoint, probably a good move to move those games.
Always guaranteed perfect fields, and
weather doesn't become an issue. There were years that the middle part of Fultz here looked like a swamp and was without grass, so
but still had to play.
Even the best, you know, can get damaged slightly throughout the course of a season.
Royalton with a dangerous ball into the middle, and a great save by Kaiser here. The Mustangs trying to hold on with 20 seconds remaining in the half.
That is a huge save.
Ball boys doing a great job of not necessarily giving them the ball right away. They're stalling for time as well.
We had a discussion about that prior to the match.
Ball sent in, won by the Bears, looking to get a shot off, and wide.
Strongsville survives a bit of a scare there before half.
A little back and forth match here at Fultz between the Bears and the Mustangs. They're tied 1-1. Looking forward to an exciting second half.
We'll see you back here for the start of the second half in a few minutes.
Strongsville City Schools is home to over 5,500 students and is comprised of 1 preschool, 5 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. We pride ourselves in providing excellent student opportunities in academics, arts, and athletics. In academics, we are proud to offer robust opportunities for our students in all of our grade levels, including advanced placement and honors courses at Strongsville High School, STEM courses at Strongsville Middle School, and an exemplary instrumental music program beginning in the elementary schools. Our teachers, administrators, and staff continuously work to meet the individualized needs of all of our students with the goal of preparing them for college, career, or military service upon graduation from Strongsville High School. Strongsville City Schools has been nationally recognized for 5 straight years as a best community for music education. Our music opportunities in choir, band, and orchestra begin in our elementary schools, setting the foundation for excellence in instrumental and vocal performance. Whether it's the Marching Mustangs performing at a football game on a Friday night, or our wind ensemble performing at Severance Hall, or our very own cantorum singing in storied cathedrals in New York, our arts programs provide memorable experiences both inside and outside the classroom. Student athletes at Strongsville have many opportunities to enhance their well-rounded education through 7 sports at the middle school and 24 varsity team and individual sports at the high school. Competing in the very challenging Greater Cleveland Conference, Strongsville has seen recent success in many of our sports, advancing to district, regional, and state finals. Our goal at Strongsville City Schools is to build and strengthen a collaborative atmosphere that is dedicated to always working in the best interest of our students. We strive to be a premier district, not only in Northeast Ohio, but throughout the state. Students, parents, teachers, staff, administrators, and the overall community work together to continually provide excellence in our academics, arts, and athletics programs. Go Mustangs!
All right, here we go. Back for the second half. We don't have anybody to work the clock up here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go see if I
Brian's
can
gonna
take
be
control of that thing.
The trick of the trade
1
here, do a
second
little
here.
bit of everything here. I don't see any of the starting things. And the clock has started. Magically. We'll pretend like we were the masterminds behind that, but somebody started it somewhere.
Okay. Solving problems, announcing games, just all in a night's work, Chris.
Yeah. Jack of all trades over here.
Master of none. Strongsville appears to be back in the original starting lineup.
A little different. Matt Minnick's out here on the right-hand side.
I stand corrected. Faust went to the left side.
Faust is over here on the right mid. Owen Lawrence in center back. Gus Miller at the right back. Left back being Mariano. So a slight change.
May have broken out of that 3-5-2 unless Minnick's just sitting forward in this space.
Bears trying to take it down the left-hand side here. Out of bounds, Bears ball.
Bit of a debate about whose throw it is there.
Oh, official stoppage by the referee.
Going to be a bit of a talking to. I don't believe he appreciates what Kyle Faust has to say.
Gave him a warning, and we're back to play.
His refs are so sensitive nowadays.
They're a little more touchy. They're quick to go to their cards.
That's really setting a tone about dissent. I'm sure that would have gone well in my day.
Bears just trying to pound it right down the right-hand side. Cleaned up by the Mustangs.
saw Sam Majka's uncle walk by, Jeff Prandy, former standout at Strongsville, just one of the many alumni who are back tonight.
We were trying to get a few special guests to come up here and talk with us, but not too many takers.
They're shy,
Wanted to get
very
on the
shy.
mic.
Intimidated by the booth.
But many well wishes for Coach Cook and sharing some good memories of the times they had when they were Mustangs.
Be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to Margie, who's put up with Toby's coaching for 30 plus years. Not so easy to do. Very supportive spouse. I'm not sure I ever remember her missing a game.
Especially the home games.
In fact, their youngest son, Adam, happened to be born my senior year when we were playing away at Medina. Coach Cook got called off the sidelines mid-game to get to the hospital
He better
for
book
the
it.
birth of Adam. So
The real question is, did he stay for the second half, or did he take off?
He stayed at the hospital very wisely. So, and we tanked. We did not bring home a W. So, shame on us.
Tusick here with the corner. Sends it in back post. Johnny Risco with the header, up and over.
See what Royalton decides to do here.
See if they
lumping it long, I'm going to guess. There we go.
Oh, you are correct there, Brian. It's like you've been watching this game a little bit.
You know, we teach our youth players to build out of the back on a goal kick, you know, knock it out to the outside back, try to connect passes, and then, you know, look, there's an argument that as they get older, they can hit a ball some distance with some good direction, but we're just content to do that sometimes. I wonder why we don't try and just build from the back, but
Sometimes it's lack of personnel.
Could be.
Or the confidence to be able to do it out of the back.
Parishko petitioning the referee. I can't say I blame him. Thought that was a little ticky-tack of a foul.
But the referee having none of his word.
He is not.
Brushes him off. So fans of the guys on the mic saying hello as they stop by, waving at us.
Good turn.
Great
Royalton
turn at the top of the
forward,
box. Mustangs break down on him, force a corner kick. I'm not sure how I missed this, but all of a sudden Royalton has a large student fan base on the far side.
Yeah, they've got a collection, and they were down at the other half for the first half, but it didn't seem so noisy. I mean,
Royalton looking to try to play a short corner. Kyle Faust shutting that down quickly, moving out there with the extra player. Mustangs clear out the header, looking to counter. Michael Newman comes out with the ball. Taking it down the right-hand side of the pitch, beating a player.
ooh,
Gets caught by a couple Bears defenders.
unlucky.
Mustangs look like they're trying to play on the outside more so this game than trying to build out of the middle. Switching the point attack pretty frequently.
I like getting Mason Kaiser involved in the back there, knocking it around a little bit.
Mason has a great long ball to look for that potential counter, quick counter when teams aren't ready for it. Coming 3/4 of the field with some of his kicks.
This is more of what I would expect from Strongsville. Let's hold the ball. Let's knock it around a little
Nice
bit.
little 1-2 touch, moving the ball
need to
quick
force
around. Playing a little team game here. Newman looking for Tusick at the top. Royalton clears it out.
It had been a better idea for him to pick his head up and see where Tusick was before trying to thread that one through.
Mustangs
Get back
reclaim
to
the
Kaiser
ball.
and we'll build. Oh, sorry, Faust, and we'll build again. Not Faust. That was Miller to Faust.
Now
My
Faust has
apologies.
it. Parisco with the ball in the middle of the pitch. Beating a player. Looks for the
It's a
through
great
ball to
ball
Minnick.
through.
Oh,
Ref.
and a tackle
referee.
by Bear. Oh, I thought he was in the box there, but It could be questioned, was it even a foul? Was it in the box?
I'm not sure I'd argue that foul if I was Royalton, considering he was 2 feet into the box when he fouled him, and the referee's graciously putting that one outside the box. Nonetheless, the Bears are petitioning. To what end, I don't know, because it isn't like he's going to overturn that one.
They haven't pointed to us for the VAR yet, so we're on standby.
I just watched it. It was most definitely a foul. Now, if you're Michael Newman standing over this ball, I think you've got one thought in your mind, and it's probably not pass.
It is not pass, especially after his great free kick he took against Medina the other night, curling one back post. I'm assuming he's looking to hit the back of the net here. Just a yard outside the 18. Has a hit, and he puts it in back post.
Side netting. Just a quality goal from Michael Newman.
It's a low and hard. Goalie never had a chance. Mustangs take a 2-1 lead with 32 minutes remaining in this
Newman
half.
adding to his goal total and his point total for the season. That gives him 18 goals. It is an incredible amount.
Looks to continue building his legacy here at Strongsville High School, being a 4-year letterman.
Most certainly he's going to find himself on the goals scored career list, the points list, probably games played list.
As I'm looking at this list here, I see my fellow Mike man here, Brian, on the goal scored top 10 with a career of 34 goals.
Just happy to be hanging out there.
With some incredible Mustang legends on that list.
There are some serious goal scorers on that list. Quite frankly, I can't believe I've been able to hang around the top 10 this long.
Jimmy DeSilla just having his record broken just recently, 3 years ago.
Yeah, Jared Anderson put on quite a show at his time in Strongsville. 67 career goals. I don't know what Newman's career is up to, but it's got to be up there.
It's got to be close to the top 10.
I think one of the most.
Oh, the Mustangs with getting fouled in the back. Lawrence using his body well there to
But the North
shield
Royalton
off the
fan base not happy about that one.
Oh, if they could, they'd be out there petitioning to the referee as well.
I think one of my my most favorite stats on the Mustang all-time top 10 here is Michael Green's points earned. 143 points over his career. Just incredible goal scorer, and not for nothing, but 45 assists in his career.
Great
Just
distributor of the
amazing.
ball, but also could have a mean strike on the ball as well. I was fortunate enough to play with him for 2 years during my time at the high school. Just incredible what he could do with the ball and make it look so effortlessly as well. Referee, after discussing with Coach Cook about what happened on the field there, we're back into play with the Bears throw-in.
Sort of one of those life lesson moments as a coach, right? You know, you coach the game, but this is where you have to deliver a little bit of wisdom in the way of the world with the player who's just been disciplined.
Just have to talk them down a little bit, let them settle in.
Say Toby's never been one to mince words, so I'm sure Faust will know exactly what he thinks of that situation. Boy, the Bears have upped the ante here in the last few minutes from a physicality and a challenge standpoint. Going into 50-50 balls really hard.
Trying to earn that goal back that they just gave up.
They are, all of a sudden their ears are pinned back and they're going for it, which I suppose is probably a good move for them, considering they've got 29 minutes left in the match and they're down 2-1. And Strongsville's kind of having their way with them here the last few minutes.
They've gotten back to their style of soccer where they're trying to keep possession, playing small ball in tight areas, and playing very quick, out of pressure. They're answering the bell of physicality as well that the Bears are trying to put on them. Kyle Faust sub back into the game. Matt Cornelius comes off. Bears throw in.
Final touch, Jackie to the game for Strongsville.
Oh, we're perfect. We're on a perfect night. The Mustangs are playing well.
Looking like the Bears got a foul down in the final third of the Mustangs.
Looks to be is it a foul or a corner? It's a bit of a discussion between the assistant referee and the center referee.
Looks like a corner from here.
Yeah. Believe the Royalton fan base giving the referee the business over there. We'll see what they come up with. They've said, you know, 2-1 is the most dangerous lead in soccer, Chris. Actually, it's 2-0.
It's
not
2-0,
2-1. But
a quick mistake could lead to a tie game and changes the whole dynamic of the game.
Right?
Bears play it in.
Strongsville done well to get on that.
And clear it out. Back to the Bears. Bears send it back in, back post. Kaiser comes up with the save.
Not a problem for Kaiser, who'll look to find, oh, I thought he would go to find Tusick very quickly there into space. Kind of wisely lets everybody
Takes a
collect
nice
themselves.
punt.
Is a big punt. It looked like a handball.
Great punt, but nobody
Funny
running
bounce.
onto it. Thinking the center back was going to clear it out. Rolls all the way back to the Bears keeper. A little goalie wars it's looking like right now. Big punts back and forth.
Just to point out another legend in the building tonight, Matt Jankowski, who played, say holding mid in today's terminology, but we used to call him a stopper on the 1997 state championship team in attendance tonight.
The stopper sweeper formation isn't quite around anymore. It's more of a flat back four these days, or even three in the back.
Very antiquated formation that is. What do you play with your youth team, Chris? Do you use that terminology?
We don't use the stopper sweeper. I get happy if they just stay spread out at my age of U10s.
Just maintain shape, right?
But maintain shape, maybe connect 2 or 3 passes.
It's the little things. Ooh,
trying
this
to get
could be
them
problematic for
They
Strongsville.
send a through ball in. No offsides. Mason with the save, but cleaned up by the Bears on the deflection.
Just an unfortunate sequence there for Strongsville. Center back slips trying to play the ball out, and Strongsville is caught in transition on a counter.
Looking like the Mustangs are trying to argue that the player was offsides.
Not sure that's going to get him very far. We're knotted at 2s now with a little more than 25 minutes left to play. And again, Strongsville's going to find itself needing to get a little spark going here. Let's see what they can do.
They look to play along here. Goalie there to clean it up.
You're on the mic.
Royalton keeper punting the ball out here.
You don't want that.
Collected by Harisco.
How's it going?
Newman with a clever turn in the middle of the field. See what he can do.
Trying to run right at him. Finds Tusick. Tusick moving the ball. Referee wanted to call it, but says play on.
Gives advantage.
I'm not sure what advantage, but Bears trying to get out quickly, put some pressure on the back line. Throw in. Lawrence with the clearance out of the back, sky high.
See if Tusick gets up. Nope.
Bears headed backwards. Plays it out of bounds.
Strongsville looks a little down on themselves after that second goal they just gave up. Need them to pick it up here.
Dicing it.
See who's going to be the guy that brings the energy.
They gave up an unfortunate mistake, which led to a goal. And they just need to settle in and get back to their style of play and get it back on the Bears' half of the field.
Strongsville looking frustrated would be the word to use right now.
A little razzled.
We need to just settle down. Plenty of game left. Just get back to doing what we were doing at the start of the second half here.
Bears loading up the backside. Ball played in. Skipping at Kaiser. Cleared out by the Mustangs.
It's a good play on from the official, much to the chagrin of the North Royalton fans.
Newman goes in hard there.
Give it back to him.
Looking for the through ball from Tusick. Tusick plays a nice little outside the foot. Goalie clears it, not with a great clearance, but worked out for him.
Collects it again in the middle of the field.
Oh.
I'm not sure where there was advantage there either, but he's allowing him to play on.
Seems to be getting much more physical than what we were saying before.
I will say this, Tusick and Newman like to find each other and play those little 1-2s.
They have a great chemistry with each other and play a very similar style with little 1-2s and quick touches into small spaces.
Touches are just slightly off tonight. They're going to find one sooner or later, I feel it.
Oh. Royalton breaks in on the right-hand side, plays it across the box, and a great save by Kaiser.
Awesome save by Mason Kaiser again. He's keeping Strongsville in this game now.
Maybe having a quick word with his defenseman about staying with their marks.
I would think several words at this stage, yeah. It's kind of a mild-mannered keeper, you know, not your typical.
Newman takes one to the face, but still moving. Cuts into the middle. Dyson through many people.
Too much dribbling. Checking to make sure he has all of his teeth.
Playing a cheeky ball.
And Strongsville getting.
And the Bears looking to counter. Gus trying to put an end to that, clearing the ball out of bounds.
It's done well. That's what's going to happen here. Strongsville's going to try to press a little bit more here. Offensively, we're going to be a bit more susceptible to that counterattack. Need to watch ourselves.
Jack Canonico coming off the field. Kevin Whitbread subbing on.
Just see it as Jack Canonico comes off the field, a little bit of frustration there.
Substitution for North Royalton. Taylor and Emma McCory.
We'll say this as Newman looks to dribble upfield here and gets himself into some space. Had the pleasure of working with this team, these high school boys, in the summer as we did our Player Development Academy camp for the travel teams. All of them were extremely helpful and engaged, helping the next generation of Strongsville Mustangs learn the nuances of the game and work on their game over a couple-day camp. So very appreciative of the boys. All these guys grew up playing in the Strongsville system.
Oh,
so
a nice little through ball to Matchka. Called off sides, though. Going back to what Junt was saying, it's great to see the boys giving back to the same program that older boys were giving back to them when they were that age as well, through the camps and through their travel teams. It's a great tradition that we've done here at Strongsville, making that happen. And the younger boys seem to really enjoy getting to hang out with the high school boys and then getting to see them play on the big field as they come to be ball boys or just come to watch with their families and support the program.
Absolutely. It's a pretty special environment Strongsville soccer is, so hope that we can continue that and add to the magic a little bit.
Newman looking to take people on the outside, finding Minnick.
It's a great
Plays a nice through ball to Tusick with just the right pace. Looking to chip him, not quite high enough.
You could just feel he wanted to do it, just didn't get enough on it. But Strongsville looking
after Royalton clearing it out, they take it back, and they're going right back down that right-hand side. Looks to be an injury to number 3 on the Bears, getting a sub in. He's heading over to see the trainer.
He's going right over there.
Mustangs with the throw-in. They're going to play it down in the corner. Ashka finding Newman in the middle, just missing him for the combination play there. Johnny Orisco battling in the middle. Gets called for a pretty marshmallowy call if I've seen one.
For the things that have gone in this game, to have that call, suspect at best.
Doesn't seem like it's very consistent with the style of play he's let go on throughout this entire game.
No, sir, you are correct.
Royalton looking to play it long, per usual. Getting fouled in the middle. They've had some dangerous looks at these free kicks from deep. Usually overloading the backside, looking to skip one across the middle, looking and a quick touch for a goal.
Yeah, this is the part of the game now where this gets hairy for Strongsville, because you're 2-2. You let something stupid happen here, and your time is, running out now. You're in the final quarter of the game, so to speak, and so just need to keep it real tidy in the back and continue to press offensively, but it seems to be coming in spurts from Strongsville in terms of possessing it and getting forward in an organized fashion.
Looks like they finally settled in a little bit after getting scored on for that equalizer. They're back to their brand and taking the momentum away from the Bears.
Yeah,
here.
the one thing, as in most games, is as people start to get, to tire a little bit, get some fatigue, the game starts to open up a lot more. And I would just say that we need to be a little more careful of getting forward too quick and stretch it out and then getting countered, which has kind of been the MO tonight for us.
Brings in the mental portion of the game.
Yeah,
Are they strong enough
right.
mentally as well as physically?
Can't, even though you can go forward 100 miles an hour, you shouldn't always. Preach to the young kids all the time, right?
Exactly.
Possess the ball, pick the right time to go forward. If you need to go backwards to go forward, so be it.
Newman dancing around a few players here.
That is
and scores a great goal. Unfortunately, got called for a foul.
Just not a great call, in my opinion. I don't know how that's possible. Coach Cook going to have a bit of a go at the official on that one, as he should.
Showing his opinion on that call.
He did not agree.
Did not agree.
As you might guess. Little ball skipping, bouncing through there.
As we talked about earlier, that dew's really picked up on the field from the nighttime air. Ball's skipping. Players need to get in front of the ball, make sure it doesn't skip past their foot or anything. Adds a new little element to the game for the second half.
In the who's who at the Strongsville soccer match tonight, just like to point out, we've got also Nick Blair and Bob Becker in attendance, also members of that 1997 state championship team. Both live in the area. Had a great turnout over the summer with the alumni game for the Mustangs. Boy, Newman kicking it into another gear here.
Coming across the box, looking for Tusick, cleared out by the Bears.
Right idea, just didn't quite get it there.
Execution wasn't quite there.
No.
Minnick trying to take it to the corner.
Minnick's picked up his energy here in the second half significantly in terms of,
moved him to the outside mid from center mid from the beginning of the game. A little different show for him, gives him a little opportunity to showcase his technical skills, taking people a little more one-on-one.
Sam Majka running with pace. It's a great
Finding
ball
Tusick
through.
coming across. Oh! Based off where we're standing here, did not look like he was quite offside.
The whole crowd.
The crowd agrees with us as well.
The whole crowd agrees with that one.
Coach Cook having a say with the referees as well.
I think Coach is rightfully not happy about this.
Referee stopping the play here.
Fans letting the referee hear it. And I'm going to guess that Minnick is on his way to a yellow card for his discussion with the linesman.
Minnick with the card. He's coming off the field. Canonico subbing on for him. Coach Cook having a word with Minnick as he walks off as well.
OHSAA has certainly made it a priority to eliminate the discussions between players and officials, which I got to tell you is a little bit unfortunate because there are just some things that are to be learned from young players by being able to have a discussion with an official in a constructive way. It's almost like you can't say anything now and you're going to get a card, right?
Right. It's not, even if it's constructive instead of being talked at, even
Right.
if you're just trying to have a discussion, they're usually trying to go very quickly with it. The Mustangs are being pushed back in their final third here with the Bears making a substitution on a throw in the deep corner. 14 minutes left here in the second half, still tied 2-2. Bears with a long throw in, almost playing it like a corner. Getting a head on it. Mustangs trying to clear it out. Mashko with the final clearance, throw in Bears.
I just feel the frustration of the match as it goes. You know, it's one of those games you shouldn't be tied with these guys if you're Strongsville. You know, you're getting frustrated as every minute passes because you're having opportunities or you're not getting calls, and you know, just kind of you gotta just take a deep breath and keep grinding. Trust the process, trust the style you play. Hope you pick one up.
Trying to find that game winner while keeping them out of the box as well.
Absolutely.
Great turn on the outside. Bears put one away. Cross one from the outside into the mixer. Get one past Kaiser for a 3-2 lead for the away team.
Yeah, as discussed, that's one of those just that's a bit of a mental breakdown in the back with getting your marks as players are running through, and unfortunately slips in, and here we are 3-2. So we'll see what Strongsville's got here. This is
see what fight they have left.
Yeah.
Final 13 to try to equalize this game.
You know, it's like we said, they played a tough one on Tuesday night to come back and play Thursday. Now you've been given more of a game than you expected, and now you find yourself down 3-2 with 13 minutes left.
Having to fight through it.
Time to put up a fight.
Minnick subbing back on for Whitbread before kickoff back in. Referee having another word with his AR on the far side. And ball's back in play.
There we go. See what we're made of.
Johnny Risco pushing through the middle.
Certainly no reason why Strongsville can't get an equalizer here.
Has a nice shot, right on frame, but right at the goalie as well. Goalie taking his good old time, punts it out.
Certainly gonna be no rush from the North Royalton end of things here.
Hopefully ball boys are on their toes, ready to get the ball back into play as soon as possible for the Mustangs here.
We're going to do our best to make sure of that.
Newman dancing around a few players, gets stuck. Faust cleans it up. Free kick with a handball on the Bears. Finds Tusick up top. Oh, a nice through ball to Jack Canonico. Cleans it up a little bit. Mustangs find the possession of the ball again. Ooh, strong tackle in the middle.
Yeah, you can see now we're going to press our, going to try and cheat one of our outside backs forward as much as possible to get an advantage offensively, but that could create some issues on a counter.
Bears with the deep ball, playing it towards the box, cleaned up by Kaiser. Nice punt forward, see if they can handle it. Clears it out nicely back towards the Mustangs end of the field. Lawrence making the run out of the center back. Matchka holding for him, finds Newman on the outside. Throw in Mustangs. Well, two-man game between Tusick and Newman again.
All right, Strongsville maintains the throw here. Yep, good choice. Leave this for Faust. Let him chuck it in there.
10 minutes remaining in the game here. Finding Tusick with a great little turn. Newman turns
Great
his
turn by
defender,
Newman.
tries to send one in, blocked by the Bears, and cleared out.
Something tells me Royalton's game plan now has just become whack it long for the last 10 minutes.
Whack it long and pack the center of the box.
Yep.
Keep it nice and tight and clean back there. Mustangs are going to have a hard time trying to break this down. Yeah, they're taking no chances in the back, just as soon as they can, clear it out.
I don't know where the ball boys have run off to on this side, but
one on the far side.
Not so good.
Way down there.
Strongsville just having a tough time getting anything put together in terms of possessing now.
Almost forcing a little bit just because they feel the time crunch, and even though there's plenty of time left.
I agree. Royalton back in behind the defense again, looking to play a ball across to the middle. Oh boy.
Oh.
That is a
call on
hard
Lawrence.
challenge inside the box. I think he's probably going to have a yellow card for
Miller.
Dissent. I think that was on dissent, not necessarily
Yellow card
the foul.
for the foul.
I don't know who else just picked one up, but I think it might have been Sam Majka.
Lawrence got it for, and our goalie just got a red card. Kaiser with the red card, I'm assuming for foul language. But it seems like the wheels are coming off a little bit here.
Oof. Wow. Quite a sequence of events there. I'm surprised to see that happen.
Will Harisco subbing in, as well as Luka Stevanovic coming in at goal. Fortunately, having to go right to a PK as soon as he gets in.
Boy, jump in, the water's warm, Luka.
In your state championship run, didn't you guys sub in a goalie cold for PKs?
We did. Christian Kozlowski, legend. Great goalkeeper. Brad Semelko, big house of a player.
One of the best goalkeepers probably to ever come through the program.
Easily one of the best. And, you know, Christian just was stellar at PKs. Would come in and make. Always was good for at least one save in a series of 5, if not 2.
Incredible communication between Coach Cook and those goalies to set up that system, and Christian to be okay with that whole process.
This will make for an interesting post-game discussion, but
9 minutes remaining in the game, and
surprised at the number of cards that just got issued in short order. Sitting at 3-2 North Royalton with Topher Garcia ready to take the PK.
And he buries it right down the middle. Mustangs with a big hill to climb here.
Yeesh.
Down 2 with 9 minutes remaining in the match. Mustangs with a few yellow cards out there got to keep their head a little bit to make sure no more
here
cards.
goes another card. This time issued to a North Royalton player. I'm going to guess for taunting. At least that's what I would probably be getting it for at this point in time if I was him. So we'll go with that one. Boy, they didn't tell us we'd have all this excitement in this match, Chris. They really undersold it when they asked us to do this. Sam Matchka looking for some clarification from the official. Probably ask him if he could just put the card in his pocket for the rest of the match. Save everyone the headache.
And let the boys play a little bit. Oh, Strongsville was really going to have to push here, especially down one player and down 2 goals here now.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get pretty creative.
This
and
gets dicey fast, right?
Coach Cook's going to have to pull a few tricks out of the bag to equalize
see what
this
30
game.
years of coaching has got for trickery. Boy, it would be something if they came back and tied this now, wouldn't it? I'm not sure the official on the near sideline is certain what offsides is. He seems to be not so good at it.
Another card for the Mustangs.
This might be setting a new OHSAA record for cards in a game. Seems to be that, hey, at the end of the day, Chris, even if the officials are pretty bad, it's pretty well known that what you're going to get a card for nowadays, right?
Right.
Just got to be a little bit more disciplined as players, not let it get to your head.
I know the frustration's there for the boys on the Mustang side, but they got to keep their cool a little better.
Yeah, you're not helping yourself here.
Taking yourself out of the game by
I
receiving
don't think
cards.
these two are talking about plans for after the game. I'm certain Coach Cook and the center official are not making dinner reservations at this stage. And here we go, 8:45 left to play. Royalton lumping it long. At this stage, if you're Royalton, let's just put the ball down and play. Let's knock it around, right? Make the Mustangs chase or down a player.
Some of the boys getting up. Look to be heading to the locker room at this point.
Yeah, I don't.
Not quite sure what's happening here.
Seems to be we've sent our bench in as to avoid any further issues.
Royalton still pretty direct, looking for a ball to the corner there. Gus shields the ball out for a goal kick Mustangs.
Boy, we've got an uphill battle, Chris.
I got a 2-man bench here, playing a man down.
Would you rather be in the locker room or on the bench at this stage?
I don't think either place is very happy at the moment.
I wouldn't want to be either play. I'd rather be on the field.
Mustangs still looking to push, trying to combine through the middle. Playing a nice ball to the corner. Whitbread running onto it.
Yeah, he's be careful in that corner fouling.
Nice tackle by Whitbread to win a Mustang throw in here. Chusick with the ball in the middle of the pitch. Looking for a ball to Sam and cleared out by the Bears. Zamudio with the through ball, looking for Whitbread. Doesn't connect. Newman with collecting it.
That's in most places that would be a dangerous play, sir.
Oh, looks
And
to be
he's called it.
Newman on the ball.
Now this could make for a very interesting last 5 minutes if Newman can
Bury one here, or
connect
put it
with.
into a.
Yeah, let's get it in the
dangerous
mixer.
location.
Let's see what happens. I'd like to see this be a nice fight. It's a great
It's a
ball
nice
in.
ball. Good clearance by the Bears.
Mhm. Undoubtedly going to step up here and try and catch the Mustangos in an offside position.
Nice switch of the ball here.
Sam Magica's feeling it. He'd like to get forward on a run.
Oh boy.
Somebody's going to have to go get that.
A little miscommunication there in the back. Gus chasing the ball down.
Good play on. Bit of contact in the box here. The Royalton fans are looking for another PK. The referee says play on. Gus Miller with a good tackle. I'll tell you, for the 10 guys on the field right now, they're going to want this 10 days off to
They
recover.
might need it.
So good bit of running happening here when you're down a player.
Bears with a substitution late here in the game.
Oh, boy. What an interesting match we've seen so far, Chris.
We've gotten a little bit of everything. We've gotten quite a few goals. We've
Certainly had
gotten
a
some
little bit of
cards.
everything. I mean, not in a good way either.
At least the weather's still nice.
The weather has been the one consistent thing this evening above everything else.
Bears with a close opportunity.
Oof. I thought that one was in when it left his foot.
Tries to tuck it in on the backside.
Certainly.
Goal kick, Stevanovic.
Okay.
Ball's back in play.
Time slipping away here. Be good to snatch one back here if we
You
can.
see those quick feet by Coach Cook there? Hopping
Yeah,
up to
well,
grab
that's
that
good
ball?
because I don't see a ball boy in sight, which is going to have to up their pay to a candy bar or something.
Mustangs still fighting, trying to get some more goals up there.
Credit the 10 that are out there. They're putting the work in at this stage. Really doing their best to try and grab one back here. Just not sure even if they do, they've got enough time left to get the second.
Looking for a through ball. Faust trying to get on the end of it.
Out of bounds,
Bears see it out.
Down to about 2.5 minutes. Ball out, collected by Sam. Strongsville just kind of struggling to get it going forward here, down a player. Not that that's a surprise, just frustrating.
2 minutes remaining in the game. The ref just taking a tumble there in the middle of the field.
Karma? Karma trip him? We'll never know.
The old grass monster.
We'll never know.
Reached up and grabbed him.
Crumpled on the far sideline. Try and get this ball into play here.
Probably looking to push it into the box. Minnick with the kicks, looking to switch the field. Cleaned up by Newman. Far
Great
shot.
strike.
And he buries one from deep with 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. That was a smash of a 50-yard strike there.
Great goal.
Mustangs still with a bit of hope here with 1 minute 14 seconds remaining on the clock.
Strap in for a fast 74 seconds. It's a,
Newman.
it is Michael Newman with a ripper. Let's see what it can go on here.
See how crazy we can get here.
It is going to be
74 seconds of exhilarating soccer.
let's hope it is.
Mustangs looking to press here still.
Sending everyone forward.
Tusick finding the
take
ball
Michael.
top, coming out to Johnny Harisco. Slowing it down a little bit here, plenty of time.
That's right, plenty of time here. Faust collects it on the far corner.
Trying
Just
to beat
the player, just can't quite get around him.
Makes a great tackle to
tackle.
get it back. A little through ball,
Ooh, it's a great ball through.
cleaned up by the
Unfortunate.
keeper.
Newman
30
threading a
seconds
little
here.
ball there into the box.
Royalton wisely punts it out. Ball boys, looking for a ball here.
Tusick looking at a little speed move on this guy.
Newman with the tackle with 10 remaining.
Yeah. Afraid that's a little too late there, Chris.
A little too late.
This is going to wrap up 4-3 North Royalton. Chris, it's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure,
even
Judge.
though if the end of the match result wasn't quite where we wanted it to be.
Boys kept fighting the entire match. Even down a player, still able to find one at the end there, but just not enough time to find that equalizer.
Turn our sights to a sectional match here next Saturday night, the 19th, possibly during the day, pending the winner of Midview Westlake. So be sure to check the Mustangs homepage and or Twitter or Instagram or anything else that the kids look at these days
And come
for
out and
match
support
time.
the program.
And we'll wish them the best of the luck here as they enter the second half of the season, where it's winner go home. So good luck to them on the rest of the way out, and everyone have a lovely evening.
Good night.